let's get down to how to make a six-figure income, or more importantly, $10,000 a month from Facebook media buying. Because based on my experience, it's 100% possible. Now, there are really three paths to get there. And I've helped people around the world do this, from the United States to India, Australia to Colombia, the United Kingdom, and all over Europe and around the world. The point is, we're going to dive into what is the steps it takes, what does it require, as well as what is the path for you to go from day one to legitimately a six-figure income on what could be part-time work, running Facebook ads in a way that is not in any way some sort of get-rich-quick scam, because we are getting paid on the return of our time and our intelligence, and that is worth every penny in the world. So what are these three paths? Well, they're built on several different disciplines, opportunities, and skill sets. And the honest truth is the path for you might be different than the path for somebody else, as well as the opportunities to get there might present themselves to you in a way they don't present to somebody else. But we have to establish one thing first. When you are working for somebody else exclusively, that will almost assuredly prevent you from ever being able to be free to do your own. However, every good job should make you better. The point here is, the harder and harder you work to make somebody else successful, the lower the opportunity that you're going to have to devote that time to yourself. But that time that you spend working for other people should absolutely be a gift to make you a lot better, to make your success much easier. So the first thing we have to establish here, especially in the world of Facebook digital marketing, is agency jobs. Now, the honest truth is this is the hardest and least likely way for you to ever get to 100K, and it requires the most work. Managers tend to make more than buyers, and to be fair, it's actually bad for an agency to take a good buyer out of doing good work. The ad agency model is basically predicated on everybody who's really good leaves, everybody who's not that good stays, and the people that make the most money aren't the ones that do the work at all. However, agencies can absolutely train you to understand the executional pieces. It's basically college that pays you to attend. And it's an absolute great start on your way to making $100,000 a year or more. Agency jobs are excellent training grounds to teach you how to learn the ropes. And the three most important skills that you can absolutely get paid to learn are as simple as this. Number one, communication. You are never going to have the opportunity of absolutely screwing up client calls left, right, and center and still getting a paycheck like you will working at an ad agency. And at an ad agency, you're going to get trained on how to do it well. Number two is time management. There was a point in time in an ad agency where I was spending 7-8 figures a day for 5 or 6 different clients on 3 or 4 different platforms. Now, there's no way I was ever able to give money more than 15, 20 minutes a day to any client. And I had to figure out how to make it work. When you learn how to do a lot of work very efficiently, you're going to be extremely set up for success. And last, excel. Learn it. Master it. Data is king. Freelancing. Now, this has way more upside than agency, and there's way more freedom than agency work, but it's far less stable and does not come with support, and it requires a very specific plethora of skills. You need to be able to do reporting. You need to be able to do some client facing. You need to be a decent salesperson. You need to be able to answer questions quickly and with confidence. And you need to instill relationships as much as you can. Now, when you're freelancing, I always recommend you start off undercharging and over-delivering. I started at $10 an hour. Now I don't take deals for less than equity. That took me 10 years, but there's no reason you couldn't do $500 a month and be at $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month if you charge each next customer a little bit more than the last. But you'll cap out. Moving from $500 a month to $2,000 a month or $5,000 a month absolutely takes experience. Now, that being said, you could 100% do that in the space of a year or two max. It's about communication and documentation and proven results. Your reputation will mean everything. And the reason I say to stack your card, undercharge, over-deliver, and stay as busy as possible is because the higher the volume of clients that you work with, the faster your evolution will be to get to higher paying ones. And you'll have the position to specialize. Specialists make more money. Do you want to see the average doctor at the general practitioner, or do you want to see the brain surgeon when it comes to your life being on the line? Now, it might not be your life, but clients are coming to you because it is their dream that you're helping make true. Lastly is consulting. Now, this is rather than doing the work, you train others to do it better. Now, this is by far the highest tier of earning potential, and it's not uncommon at all to earn $5,000 or $20,000 or a lot more doing consulting. However, it's also the hardest work to get. In order to get to this level, you need expertise and experience. You need scalable solutions. So it's not about I can do the work well. It's about I know how to install the work. I know how to QA the work, and I've got the experience to problem solve for other people in a way that gives them confidence and reduces their workload. When you can become a systems and process solution for others, you are no longer going to be paid to do the work because your best effort is scaling the work that other people do. Consulting most often happens when you can improve existing environments, or when you can set them up from scratch. Basically, you're taking something that works and making it work a lot better. You're an improver. That being said, consulting rarely ever is permanent. As a matter of fact, your objective is to make yourself not needed. So consulting will scale with opportunity, but it can take you years to get there. But it's way faster to access consulting when you're a specialist. Be good at one thing, extremely good at one thing, and get a reputation for being the best at that one thing. And you're going to be able to get to a place where people are paying for you to be their problem solver a lot faster without having to necessarily do the work. So how do we get to 10K months? Well, path number one is start working at an agency and freelance on the side. Now, maybe you start charging your first client $500 a month when you know you're worth more. But if every next client you hire, maybe you charge $600 or $800 or $1,000, you have 2 or 3 of them lining up, eventually it's a when, not an if, to get you that 10K. Path number 2 is agency work part-time with freelancing on the side to really round it out, and you start taking some consulting clients for some audits, because you have specialization where you can provide value above and beyond doing the work, because you can help others problem solve for themselves, and your solution is a one-to-many type. Now, number 3 requires sales skills and ultimately means you're jumping off the cliff to be your own boss. Consulting with freelancing. If you want to stay working, but you have a specialization, this is your best path and the highest paying. Ultimately, agency work is the least amount of pay for the most amount of your time. And consulting work is the best pay for the least amount of your time. Now, when it comes to getting 10K months or earning a 6-figure income, which you can absolutely do if you put in the work, the easiest path is agency work part-time with some freelancing. Just raise your costs. If you get to the point where you can charge somebody $2,000 a month and you get 3 of them with a $4,000 paycheck from your agency, that's $10,000 a month. That's not that hard. Maybe you're making $5,000 or $6,000 from your agency. You only need 2 of those clients. You get to $2,500, $3,000 or more. It only goes up from there. The key is your reputation. Do good work. It will make good money a lot easier to come by, and it only gets better.